great day that we have been entering into the day 4 of our Philomath 2020 International Webinar Series. And I welcome you all for this day to learn something, a great lesson from our expert speaker. Now I request Mr. Kotishwaran, Head UG English ASF, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning, friends. I welcome you all to the fourth day of Philomath 2020. Today's special lecture on life skills by Dr. Ushaa Eswaran, a dynamic personality, held many respectable positions in many reputed institutions, motivational speaker, educationalist, academician, life skill coach, entrepreneur, career guidance analyst, and her inspiring motivational talk has opened the eyes of many audiences. She is an international certified trainer on teaching methodologies by University of Cambridge. Her ease in conveying most complex issues have struck a right chord with her audience, and her brilliance in sharing power in unconventional wisdom, worded mostly simply, is an unique talent to which she owes her immense popularity. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm
Welcome.
very happy and feel honored to be a part of your webinar series. And as you said, life skill is a very vast subject too. We cannot complete everything on a 1 hour session, but let us see what best we can to feel the experience of it. I just want to give you a feel of different situations with which we can experience and feel our own self. So let me start the webinar. I'm Ushaa Eswaran. I welcome all the attendees who have come with a lot of expectation to this webinar. Already the introduction has been given. I'm Professor Dr. Ushaa Eswaran. I'm a member planning board in Tiruvallur University and also run a company named Seek. I'm the CEO of the company, wherein we focus on skill development, career guidance, and academic consultancy. And it's about me. I have been into so many areas to improve the quality of education. So I'm an academician, educationist, entrepreneur, career analyst, life skill coach, motivational speaker, NLP master practitioner, and a YouTuber. And I have 30 years of experience in the field of education and industry, and addressed more than 20 lakh of people, and trained more than 1 lakh students, and placed more than 10,000 students, and counseled more than 1 lakh people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is widely accepted personalities are seldom born, they are forged. In order to achieve unprecedented success, one always has to take the road less traveled. Although the case with the modern day student is entirely different. Students do not want to take the tough path and have conveniently adopted to follow the herd mentality. Students today are suffering from stress-related problems as they are never taught the art of managing stress in the schooling years. This is one of the major drawbacks in the system of education in our country. The curriculum has missed out on major life skills subjects like anger management, stress management, confidence and self-esteem building, fighting peer pressure, and also falling into addiction, etc. In a survey, over 20,000 teenage students were asked questions related to stress. Almost 45% of them admitted they feel stressed almost all the time. The major reason behind the stress was the pressure from family, teachers, peers, and school. Students today are vulnerable than ever as with the increasing competition. Their ability to handle the pressure has been enhanced. It is same like sending a warrior to battle in a war without weapons and armor. It is but natural that he will fail 99% of the time. Students also need to develop creativity and curiosity that indeed are the biggest teachers in the world. When students are curious and happy, they find the key to their problems by themselves as they get a sudden surge of enthusiasm in them. Arming them with necessary life skills is crucial to enable them to cope with post-school environment, handle stress better, be more social, and be more employable. Life is competitive, and unless children are empowered with these essential skills, they would not be able to stand apart in a crowd. Therefore, there is a dire need to prepare them for the life ahead by giving them a much needed platform. As teachers and parents, it's our responsibility to impart life skills to our students as well as our children, and also for us to follow. Life skill is a term used to describe a set of basic skills acquired through learning and also directly from life experience that enable individuals and groups to effectively handle issues and problems commonly encountered in daily life. They include conflict resolution when problems go beyond our control, and acceptance when an unchangeable happens. Self-confidence when you feel discouraged in life, and decision making when you struggle to make the right choice. Concentrating on our attitude to rise up in our life. Presence of mind, a tool to deal with difficult situations. Empathy, to love and respect those around you. The attitude of gratitude, and secrets of good relationships. Compassion to defeat indifferences. Compassion to improve relationships. Life skills act as facilitators to strengthen the survival capacities of an individual. This is what is the need of life skill. Why we need life skills actually touch upon issues that are real. That is, they actually affect people's lives, and they are topical too. And sometimes they are sensitive. They can affect people on a personal level, especially when family and friends are involved. Often controversial because people disagree and hold strong opinions about them, and ultimately moral when they relate to what people think is right or wrong, good or bad, important or unimportant to society. Why do we need life skills? The country needs active, informed, and responsible citizens who are willing and able to take responsibilities for themselves, for their own lives and their communities, and contribute to the overall process. Why should we teach life skills? Children will be aware of the rights and responsibilities as citizens, and they will be informed about the social and political issues, and they will be concerned about the welfare of others, and they will be able to clearly articulate their opinions and arguments. They will be capable of having an influence in the world. They will also be active in their communities, and they will be responsible in how they act as citizens. Now, let us see this targeting life skills model. With this model, skills that are needed for positive growth and development of a youth are aligned with four components of 4H pledge. They are nothing but head, heart, hands, and health. First, let us see the heart, which indicates personal and social competencies. Relating and caring are the two sections. Relating deals with establishing a mutual or reciprocal connection between two people that is wholesome and meaningful to both. And caring deals with showing understanding, kindness, concern, and affection for others. Then comes the hands, which deals with occasional and citizenship competencies. Giving and working are the two sections here. Giving deals with providing, supplying, or causing to happen. That is nothing but the social responsibility. And working deals with accomplishing something or earning pay to support oneself through mental and physical effort. Then comes the head, which deals with knowledge, reasoning, and creative competencies. Thinking and managing are the two sections here. And thinking deals with using one's mind to form ideas and make decisions, and to imagine, to examine carefully in the mind. And managing deals with using resources to accomplish a purpose. Then comes the health. It deals with health and physical competencies. Living and being are two sections here, and living deals with acting or behaving, the manner or style of daily life. And being deals with living one's life, pursuing one's basic nature. Now, let me explain a few skills with the help of some situations. First, let us see problem solving. This is very essential in all of our lives, either it is a personal or professional. When problems are beyond our control, how do we deal with it? Suppose you imagine a scenario when you add 5 times the amount of lemon to the water than what is actually needed. It tastes so sour. Somehow or the other, we need to correct this now. And as much as I wanted to remove some lemon juice out of the water to make it taste perfect again, do you think it is possible? No, it is impossible to remove the lemon from water. Because some things in life can just never be undone. There was no way to remove the extra lemon from water. But there sure would still be a way to fix the problem. The only way to correct the situation is to add 4 more glasses of water and dilute it. And now I have 5 glasses of fresh lemonade ready to be served out to 4 more people. I think life is exactly the same. We cannot undo some things that may have gone wrong in our lives. Some wrong decisions, some wrong choices, some wrong investments, some wrong words what we speak, which might have spoken, can never be undone. Not that we should not try to. We should definitely give our very best. But after having done what we can do, when we cannot reverse things, to still keep trying to attempting removing lemon from water. It is the similar situation which I explained you, where you cannot remove lemon from water. Similarly, we cannot reverse things. And I think that would be such a sheer waste of time. Instead, we should try to work on adding so many right things in life that the wrong seems smaller than what it was earlier. When problems seems to be helplessly beyond our control, rather than simply trying to remove them, let us add positivity and change our experience. So this is a lesson for us whenever we have a difficult time. Instead of worrying about the negativity, add a lot of positivity into your life, which will change your experience. Next situation is whenever you feel discouraged in life. This happens to many of us. We try several things in life and we cannot achieve many things that we seek for, and immediately we get discouraged in life. Let us visualize a situation. A man was watching a local football match in a school playground. As he sat, he asked one of the boys what the score was. With a bright smile in the face, the boy replied, "They are leading us by 3-0. Astonished, the man said, "Really? But you don't look discouraged at all." The boy said, "Discouraged?" with a puzzled look at his face. Why should I be discouraged when the referee has not blown the final whistle yet? This was the answer from the young boy. He further added, I have confidence in my team. I have confidence on my managers, and we shall definitely win the match. The match certainly was ended with 5-4 in favor of the boys' team. The boy waved at the man gently with a charming smile as he left. The man was absolutely amazed, his mouth wide open, such confidence, such beautiful faith, and he is just a small boy. As the man got back home that night, the boy's question was ringing in his mind again and again and again. Why should I be discouraged when the referee has not blown the final whistle yet? Ladies and gentlemen, life is exactly like a game. Why should we be discouraged when we have the support of meaningful friends and family? Why should we be discouraged when we have powers higher than us to help us? Why should we be discouraged when there is still life left? We still have a lot of days, lot of months, lot of years, lot of opportunities left for us. Why should we be discouraged when the final whistle has not yet blown? So this is the attitude we need to develop. This is not the end of everything. We still have time and we still have opportunities. But the truth is, many of us blow the final whistle ourselves by giving up. But along as there is life, nothing is impossible. And it's never too late. Next time you feel discouraged, please remember that the final whistle is not blown yet. And you still can give your best. And you soon will reach there. Never give up. This is the attitude we should possess. And this is the attitude we need to inculcate in the children and the students. Because they keep on trying. Definitely one day they will reach success. Practice makes a man perfect. And when we fail, we learn from our mistakes, also will lead to success. Next situation, struggling to make a right choice. It happens many times to us. We find so difficult to make a right choice. Lot of confusion comes into our mind. We'll have a lot of choices and we will not be able to come to a conclusion. And finally, we will find a choice which is not suitable for us. This is what happens because someone would advise us something. We cannot take our own decision. Let me imagine a situation. A man got lost in the desert and had exhausted all the water he had carried a couple of days ago. He knew for sure if he would not get some water, he would certainly die. Although completely exhausted, he did not give up hope. He kept walking, looking for some sign of good fortune. Suddenly, he saw a small hut at some distance. Could it be a mirage, he thought, or maybe a just hallucination? But having no other option left, he edged closer only to realize that the hut was real. Gathering the last bit of energy left, he dragged his tired body inside the hut, hoping he could find some water. The hut was empty and seemed like being abandoned for quite some time. His heart skipped a beat when he saw what was in the hut, a hand pump. Water finally. He was overjoyed. He began working the hand pump. But no water came up. He tried harder and yet harder. No water came up. Finally, after putting in every energy, he gave up out of exhaustion and frustration. He sat thinking, maybe I'm destined to die out of thirst today. And then he found a second ray of hope. He noticed a bottle in one corner of the hut. It was filled with water and corked up to prevent evaporation. He uncorked the bottle and he was just about to devour the life-giving water. He noticed a piece of paper attached to it. The handwritten message read, "Use this water to start the pump. Don't forget to fill the bottle when you're done." He was now in a dilemma to follow the instruction and pour the water into the pump or ignore it and just drink the water. What if he put the water into the pump and it did not work? But then maybe the instruction was correct. Should he risk it? If it turned out to be false, he would be throwing away the last water he would ever see. Have you ever been in a situation like this, having only two options? Uncertainty about which one will work. Well, you have to choose any one now and be willing to bear the consequences that this brings. Many people don't decide because they are fearful of consequences. And they remain confused in their lives. If you would drink that bottle of water, then anyone who comes that way will not get a chance to drink water. The man decided to take a leap of faith. Hands trembling, he poured the water into the pump and closed his eyes for a prayer and started working on the pump. He heard the gurgling sound and water came down, gushing out, way more than he could possibly see. He drank the cool, refreshing water to his heart's content and quenched his thirst. He was going to live. Feeling much better, he looked around the hut and found a pen and a map for the region. The map showed that he was still far away from the civilization, but at least now he knew where he was and in which direction he go next. He filled up his flask for the journey ahead, and as per the instruction on the note, also filled up the bottle and put the cork back in. And before leaving the hut, he added his own lines below the instruction, "Believe me, it works." Most of us may not be confronted with a situation like this, where the choice made decides whether we live or die. Yet, we have our journeys to take and our own choices to make. If the choices we make goes our way, it's fantastic. But we can also inspire people by telling them, "Believe me, it works. Believe me, it works." Suppose it doesn't go our way. We can also share our mistakes, share our experiences, and share our realizations. And empower people to make their right choices. This is very essential in life when we make choices. We will have consequences when we fail, but we learn a lot from all those failures. This is what is going to be the achievement for long. This is what the children need to understand. Excuse me, there's some problem in the slides. Am I audible? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, some problem in between. Okay, thank you. Okay. Now let us see about how to change our consciousness. The changing the world starts with changing our consciousness. Let us see a situation. One time, a child approached a balloon seller and asked him, "Uncle, will this red balloon fly in the air?" The balloon seller said, "Yes, definitely, my child." The child again asked the balloon seller, "Uncle, the red balloon will definitely fly high, but will this yellow balloon also fly high?" "Of course," replied the balloon seller. "And that black one?" Even the black one will go up in the air. And the blue one, the balloon seller replied, definitely, yes, it will. Frustrated with the child's question, the balloon seller said to the child, whether the balloon will go up in the air or does not is not depending on the color. It depends on the air or the gas that is filled inside. Ladies and gentlemen, in the same way, whether we rise in our life, whether we grow in our life, does not depend our form or our beauty. It does not depend on the personality, our abilities, our qualifications alone. These things are like the colors of the balloons. Whether we will rise up in our life depends upon our consciousness, our faith, and our attitude. They are like air or gas that fills up the balloon. That is why we say, don't just focus on your personality. Try to become a good person. If you become a good person, if you improve your consciousness, faith, and attitude, then personality is like a color of the balloon. I'm not saying that one should not have a personality. I'm not saying that personality should not be improved. But while focusing on your personality, don't forget to become a good person too. If you want to change the condition of your life, then change the direction of your life. Once life is transformed, transforming our life involves going beyond the way we live. So this is what is very, very essential in life. We keep on adding our degrees, our qualifications, submission of papers, lot of awards, lot of things to our resume. But instead, we should also focus on our thoughts, our attitude, our consciousness, our faith. And this should be inculcated in the children and the students. This is very, very important in life. Next, I'm going to talk about the most interesting topic of mine, that is power of presence of mind. This is very essential in 21st century, especially for the children and also for us, because you know what sort of uncertainties come in our life. So we need to have presence of mind to handle all those situations. A businessman went to a shoe store to purchase a new pair of shoes. He was a prominent person in that town. After selecting a pair of shoes with size 8, he asked the salesperson to pack it. The salesperson had just started his career and joined the shoe store a few days back. The businessman soon discovered that he had left his wallet at home. He told the salesman that he would take the shoes with him and make the payment the next day. The salesman, being new to business, excused himself in order to discuss this matter with his manager. The manager knew that the customer is an eminent business person, however, was reluctant to deliver the shoes without payment. At the same time, he was not ready to lose a sale too. He advised the salesperson to handle the situation in the best manner possible and left the place. The salesman stood there frozen for a few minutes, unable to decide. He then returned to the customer, started packing the shoes, and handed the package to the customer. The next day, the customer arrived at the store with the shoes he had purchased, made the payment for this purchase, and told the salesman that after opening the package, I found one shoe with size 8 and the other size 7. Maybe you packed them by mistake. Can I have the shoes with size 8, please? The salesperson apologized for the inconvenience caused and replaced the wrong size shoe with the correct one. The customer collected his shoes and left the store with satisfaction. The manager happened to overhear the conversation and realized that the salesperson had used his presence of mind and handled the situation very well. They did not lose their business as well as the customer. The moral, what we learn from this situation is, it is by presence of mind in untried emergencies that the native mettle of a man is tested. If an individual has a calm state of mind, his attitude and views will be calm and tranquil even in the presence of great agitation. So, this is a lesson I love always. In any situation, when you are agitated, you will not be able to think. Only if you're calm, you will be able to use your mind and see what can be done instead of thinking about what has been happened. Next is a very, very important skill, which is important in this 21st century, especially empathy. Empathy is the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing from within their frame of reference. That is the capacity to place oneself in another position. It is also the ability to feel and share another person's emotions. Some believe that empathy involves the ability to match another's emotion, while others believe that empathy involves being tender hearted toward another person. Empathy is an important ability for career success because it improves your capacity to communicate with others, to be part of your team, and to better your leadership skills. Building one's ability to empathize is quickly becoming one of the most important tasks of 21st century. Empathy is an emotional skill that is built through understanding others. One way to improve your ability to empathize with others is by working with people from different backgrounds. Let me explain this with the help of a situation. A lady worked at a meat distribution factory. One day, when she finished with her work schedule, she went into the meat cold room to inspect something. But in a moment of misfortune, the door closed and she was locked inside with no help in sight. Although she screamed and knocked with all her might, her cries went unheard as no one could hear her. Most of the workers had already gone and outside the cold room. It is impossible to hear what was going inside. The security guard of the factory suddenly opened the door. She was miraculously saved from dying that day. When she later asked the security guard how he had come to open the door, which wasn't his usual work routine, his explanation was, I've been working in this factory for 35 years. Hundreds of workers come in and out every day. But you're the one of the few who greet me in the morning and say goodbye to me every night when leaving after work. Many treat me as if I'm invisible. But this evening, after working hours, I curiously waited and observed that I hadn't heard your bye and see you tomorrow. I look forward to your hi and bye every day, ma'am, because they remind me that I'm someone. By not hearing your farewell today, I knew something had happened. That's why I was searching everywhere for you. So this is what he has become a savior for this lady. Be humble, love, and respect those around you. Try to have an impact on people who cross your path every day. You never know what tomorrow will bring. So this is a good lesson that we need to care for everybody, irrespective of their positions, irrespective of their financial situations. Everybody is a human. Look everyone as human. It's not that tomorrow they're going to save you, but today they'll be happy because of you. Next, I'm going to discuss on some life's amazing secrets. Have any of you ever had, while taking a soup or Indian dal or a coriander leaf, basil leaves stuck in your teeth? Have any of you ever had barbecued corns, some of the fibers stuck in your teeth? Have any of you had mango fiber while eating mangoes stuck in your teeth? When something gets stuck in our tooth, the tongue just keep going to that tooth unless that stuck is out of our tooth. It keeps going there. Now, 31 other teeth in our mouth, when nothing stuck, the tongue can go there and say, wow, look, there is nothing stuck there. But that's the nature of the tongue that keeps going there. Something is stuck. And surely we have to deal with it. At the same time, there is a lot of other good things we can focus on. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not just the nature of the tongue. Isn't it the nature of our mind as well? When there is a problem and issue stuck in a certain area of life, the mind keeps going to that problem and just gets stuck into the negativity of trying to deal with it. There are many good things happening in so many different areas of our life. There is no problem or stuck. Yet, the mind only keeps going to those areas where there are problems. It is necessary for all of us that we focus on the good that is happening in our life and deal with the bad or the problems that are happening in our life. Let us not consume our minds with negativity. Let us consume our minds with positivity. Focus on the positive and deal with the negative. Count your many blessings and name them one by one. It shall surprise you what Lord has given you. There are so many good things we have been blessed with. We need to be grateful to that. And this can be made as a habit when you all sit together for a dinner. You can talk about what are all the good things that has happened to you that particular day. The children will also catch up the habit of thinking about good things rather than complaining about bad things. And therefore, gratitude is the attitude which gives us the fortitude to deal with the toughest challenges in our lives. I think this tip will definitely help you to focus your mind on positive things, because positive emotions will give you focus and concentrations. Negative emotions will give you stress. So let us be out of all those stress and tension and be happy always. Next, we are going to talk about relationships. Open, honest, and safe communication is a fundamental part of a healthy relationship. The first step to building a relationship is making sure you both understand each other's needs and expectations. Being on the same page is very, very important. Something that each one of us cherish is something very sweet and deep to our heart is love. The need of every individual to love and to be loved. The only ship that never sinks is a genuine, meaningful relationship. It's quite amazing that something that we hold so sacred and something that is of such high value to us is often so neglected and so abused. In our relationships, one of the factors that can bring a distance and bitterness is giving corrective feedback. When we try to correct someone, there is a kind of bitterness in the heart of the person whom we're trying to correct. Sometimes the person distances himself or herself. How do we actually give a corrective feedback in a relationship? In order to correct someone or say something to someone which is not very pleasant, we should always try and get answer to these 4 questions. Am I the right person to correct the other individual? Sometimes, if we ask a woman that there is only best child, who's the best child? She says her child is the best. Can any parent give a corrective feedback to someone else's child? Therefore, when we say, are you the right person to correct? We should ask ourselves, am I a relative? Am I a friend? Am I a well-wisher? Am I the authority in any way to give a corrective feedback? Second question is, do I have the right motive to correct? Very often, the motive in correcting others is that of settling older accounts instead of actually trying to serve the person by helping the person to come out of the wrong that he or she has done. Ladies and gentlemen, In giving the corrective feedback, we have to have a high sense of conscience and come to a conclusion that when I say something corrective to a person, it is actually to serve and help the person and not to settle any old accounts. Third question is, do you actually know the right way to correct? A lot of times, people are okay with taking corrections, but the way the correction is expressed is so blunt, so abusive, can actually create a lot of harm to the person, and the person switches off from taking any feedback. When we try to correct an issue, the issue is only 10% and 90% is the wrong tone of voice. If we just have a right tone of voice and we just say things in a right way, a lot of people are okay to handle it, and our feedback of correction or advice sinks much deeper. And fourth question is it the right time to give the feedback? Like, for instance, if I'm going to give a talk and after my talk, someone comes, says to me, your talk was horrible, this was wrong, that was wrong. Well, it's okay. It might be wrong and it might have been horrible, but the timing is wrong. I've just finished the talk. I've prepared a lot for the talk, and therefore, if someone would have told the same thing 2 days later, my head will be cool and his head will be cool. He would be able to express it better and I would be able to take it better. Thus, we have to ask 4 questions. And this is the most important question, that is it the right time to give feedback? We should not express our anger. We should explain our anger or feelings. When we express what we feel, it's unpleasant. When we explain what we feel, people can understand. And when the heads are hot and we are upset with something and we straight away give a feedback, it's the wrong timing because we will express. But when we allow the heads to cool, we won't express. We will be in a position to explain what we have to say. I'm going to explain this concept with the help of an example. A newly married couple, he owns a business and he's always busy with his meetings. He's a very rich guy. One day he was totally exhausted with all his office hours. He called his newly wedded wife if they can go for a dinner, and he was so hungry. But she said, no, dear, I prepared food for you and please come and taste my food. I've taken so much effort to learn how to make these dishes and I'm just waiting for you. And he was so hungry and he came home. He was not very much to come home because he knew how his wife will cook, but still he came home and she served him the first bowl of soup. And she went into the kitchen to bring the other dishes. The man was so hungry, he couldn't wait for her. He took a spoon of soup and tasted. And he could sense there was no salt. He just called his wife and said, my dear sweetheart, I'm really happy that you have taken so much effort to cook for me. I would like to feed you first and then we'll eat my food. Come, dear, come and sit next to me. She came running and sat next to him. He took a spoon of soup and fed her with a lot of love and affection. Immediately, she realized there was no salt in the soup. She stopped him from eating. She said, wait, there's no salt. I'm extremely sorry. I'll go and get some salt. She gets the salt, mixes, and fed him the soup. So in this way, he shared the feedback in such a nice way that she understood her mistake and she did not have anything to get hurt. So this is a wonderful incident which you can make use of it in your life also when you are using the feedback to correct someone. So next time in your relationship, if you have to ever wanted to say corrective feedback to someone, please do ask yourself these 4 questions. Are you the right person? Do you have the right motive? Do you know the right way? And is it the right time? Now coming to compassion. This is another important skill which we need to build. And a young disciple came to ask his master, Master, what is compassion? The master explained an old man was begging at the busy street corner. Imagine he's begging. First, an old lady passed by him and, infuriated by the beggar poverty, gave him a gold coin. Then the merchant, noticing that a small group of men are talking about him, he gave 5 gold coins to the beggar and quickly left while walking with his head held high and having a haughty smile. Then came a little boy who went to collect some flowers for his mom, passed by the beggar, smiled to him, and gave him the flower. The master asked a disciple, which one of them do you think felt the most compassion towards the beggar? The boy said, it is the merchant. He gave 5 gold coins. The master, smiling, continued. The merchant acted out of pride. The old lady acted out of pity. However, the boy felt the real compassion. Compassion is a far greater and nobler thing than pity. Pity has its root in fear and a sense of arrogance, sometimes even a smug feeling of, I am glad it's not me. Whenever your fear touches someone's pain, it becomes pity. When your love touches someone's pain, it becomes compassion. Feeling compassion is more essential than showing compassion. So this is what is the difference between feeling compassion and feeling pity and feeling of fear. To train in compassion, then it know all beings are the same and they suffer in the similar ways. Everybody is same. Pain is same for everyone. So we need to honor all those who suffer and to know you're neither separate from or not superior to anyone. Next is anger management. The Buddha said, conquer anger by non-anger, conquer evil by good, conquer miserliness by liberality, conquer a liar by truthfulness. The very heat of anger obscures our minds, and not just our minds, but those who are in touch with us. Anger is contagious and dangerous. One day, Buddha and a large following monks and nuns were passing through a village. The Buddha chose a large shade of tree to sit beneath so the group could rest a while out of the heat. He often chose times like these to teach, and so he began to speak. Soon villagers heard about the visiting of the teacher and many gathered around him. One young man stood to the side watching as the crowd grew larger and larger. To him, it seemed that there were too many people traveling from city to village and each had something to sell or teach. Impatient with the bulging crowd of monks and villagers, he shouted at the Buddha, "Go away, you just want to take advantage of us? You teachers come here to say a few pretty words and then ask for food and money." But the Buddha was unruffled by these insults. He remained calm, exuding a feeling of loving kindness. He politely requested that the man come forward. Then he asked, "Hey, sir, if you purchased a lovely gift for someone, but that person did not accept the gift, to whom does the gift then belong?" The odd question took the young man by surprise. "I guess the gift would still remain mine because I was the one who bought it." "Exactly so," replied Buddha. "Now you have just cursed me and been angry with me. But if I do not accept your curses, if I do not get insulted and angry in return, these curses will fall back upon you, the same as a gift returning to its owner." The young man clasped his hands and together and slowly bowed to Buddha. It was an acknowledgement that a valuable lesson had been learned. And so the Buddha concluded for all to hear, as a mirror reflects an object, as a still lake reflects the sky, take care that what you speak or act is for good. For goodness will always cast back goodness, and harm will always cast back harm. So when you feel anger, and if you want to throw out words, control yourself. Because when somebody says something on you, only then you get anger. Don't accept their words so that you need not get angry. Good relationships. Now, again, I'm going to talk about the relationships. Good relationships don't happen overnight. They take commitment, compromise, forgiveness, and most of all, effort. Emotional intelligence is the gateway to living a more fulfilled and happy life. And emotional intelligence allows you to understand and manage your emotions in order to self motivate and to create positive social interactions. It is the first step to realize your true potential. I would like to narrate you a story or a real life incidents to understand this better, which happens in many of our lives. It was their anniversary, and Aisha was waiting for her husband Rajiv to show up. Things had changed since their marriage. The once cute couple could not live without each other had turned bitter, fighting over every little things. Both didn't like the way things have changed. Aisha was waiting to see if Rajiv remembered because it was their anniversary. Many of us do so. It is our birthday, it was our anniversary. We expect the husband to come and come and give us a gift, getting reminded of the day. Just as the doorbell rang, she ran to find her husband wet and smiling with a bunch of flowers in his hand. The two started reliving the old days, making up for fights. Then there was a plan for light music or going for a movie or going for dinner. And it was very perfect day. It was raining also. But the moment passed when the phone in the bedroom rang. Aisha went to pick up the phone. Hello, ma'am. I'm calling from police station. Is this Rajiv Mehra number? Yes, it is, the lady replied. I'm sorry, ma'am, but there was an accident and the man died. We got this number from his wallet. We need you to come and identify his body. Aisha's heart sank. She was shocked. But my husband is here with me. Sorry, ma'am, but the incident took place at 2 p.m. when he was boarding the train. Aisha was about to lose her conscience. How could this happen? She heard about the soul of a person coming to meet a loved one before it leaves. She ran into the other room. He wasn't there. It was true and left her for good. Oh God, she would have died for another chance to mend every little fight. She rolled on the floor in pain. She lost her chance forever. Suddenly, there was a noise from the bathroom. The door opened and Rajiv came out and said, Darling, I forgot to tell you one thing. I lost my wallet today. Life might not give you a second chance. So never waste a moment when you can still make up your wrongs. We have a lot of misunderstanding with our own relationships, close relationships, in our home, also with others in the office or in any society. But out of our ego, we try to avoid them and we try to hurt them and develop a lot of distance amongst them. But these are all not going to give you anything. Relationship is very, very valuable. So try to see that you don't get a second chance again. Mend it up now itself. Let's stop making amends to parents, to siblings, to friends, and many more. No one has a promised tomorrow. Have a wonderful life with no regrets. This is about contact or connection. This is again about a relationship which is very, very essential for every one of us. We need to think about whether we have a contact with our relatives or a connection. A monk was being interviewed by a journalist from New York. Journalist asked, Sir, in our last lecture, you told us about contact and connection. It's really confusing. Can you please explain? The monk smiled and apparently deviating from the question asked the journalist, Are you from New York? The journalist said, Yes, I'm from New York. Monk asked, Who are all there at home? The journalist felt Monk was trying to avoid answering his question since this was very personal and unwarranted question. Yet the journalist said, Mother has expired, father is there, 3 brothers and 1 sister, and all married. The monk, with a smile on his face, asked again, Do you talk to your father? The journalist looked visibly annoyed. The monk, When did you talk to him last? The journalist, surprising his annoyance, said, Maybe a month ago. The monk asked, Do you brothers and sisters meet often? When did you meet last, your brother and sister? Did you have any family gathering? At this point, sweat appeared on the forehead of the journalist. Now, who is conducting the interview, the monk or the journalist? It seemed that monk was interviewing the journalist. With a sigh, the journalist said, Well, we met last Christmas 2 years ago. The monk asked, How many days did you all stay together? The journalist, wiping the sweat on his brow, he said, 3 days. Monk asked, "How much time did you spend with your father sitting right beside him?" The journalist, looking perplexed and embarrassed, and started scribbling something on the paper. The monk, "Did you have breakfast with your father? Did you have lunch and dinner together? Did you ask how he was? Did you ask how his days are passing after your mother's death?" Drops of tears coming out started to flow from the eyes of the journalist. The monk held the hand of the journalist and said, "Don't be embarrassed, upset, or sad. I'm sorry if I have hurt you unknowingly. But this is basically the answer to your question about contact and connection. You have contact with your father, but you don't have connection with him. You're not connected with him. Connection is between heart and heart, sitting together, sharing meals, and caring for each other, touching, shaking hands, having eye contact, spending some time together. You, brothers and sisters, have contact, but you don't have connections with each other. The journalist wiped his eyes and said, "Thanks for teaching me a fine and unforgettable lesson. This is the reality today. Whenever, whether at home or in the society, everybody has lots of contacts. If you just see your Facebook, you have lots of contacts. If you have see your phone book, you have lots of contacts. See your LinkedIn account, you have lots of contact. You have relatives, so many people are there, but there is no connection, no communication. Everybody is in his or her own world. Let's not maintain just contacts, but let us remain connected, caring, sharing, and spending time with all our dear ones. I think I've covered the most important life skills, which is very, very essential in today's world. You have any questions?
Yes,
Ma'am, this
participants.
is Rajita from University College from Women, Hyderabad. The session has been really great and we are much inspired. I could not understand what to ask because everything seems to be clear. Thank you,
That's a
ma'am.
very nice compliment for me.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am. This is
Yeah,
Pragyan
good
calling from
afternoon.
Bangalore. I
Yes,
just
ma'am.
want to say thank you for just enlightening us with these kind of skills, which as a mother, as a teacher, as a colleague, we need every moment these kind of skills. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for all your patience and expectations. I just wanted you people to have some takeaway from this session. That's the reason I made all situations here.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah, ma'am. This is
Hello?
Professor Diksha
Yes,
from
ma'am.
Pune. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
It was
ma'am.
really fantastic session by your end. Actually, I want to ask you some question like how to actually tackle with the people who are diplomatic while behaving with you, and they show like no, they are very much concerned about you, but you get to know that they're not that much concerned and they are very selfish towards you, and I think it happens with everyone. So actually, it actually gives you anger, and your action is in that anger only, no? So that
Yeah.
action may be wrong, and what happens is like your they want your action to be wrong, and whatever result they get, no, they actually behave accordingly. So I want to know regarding that.
Yeah, ma'am, actually, you need to follow three mantras, actually. I can
Yes, ma'am.
call it as um, accept, which cannot be changed,
Okay.
and change what can be changed, and reject which is not acceptable. These three mantras are very essential for a happy life. First thing is certain things which are you cannot change. You know that it cannot be changed. As this COVID, you're inside the house, lockdown, you
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
have any control over it. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Similarly, you feel somebody is talking to you, making you angry. They are trying their level best to make you angry. Why people do that? Why such politics happen in either in office or in society? When you do certain things very well, people don't like that. Okay, only then people start getting envious and they start trying to distract you from what you're doing. The distraction is nothing but causing anger. When you are in anger, you will not be able to focus on what you're doing. So this is their intention, and you are very good in analyzing that. You know who is with that intention.
Yes,
Some
yes,
people
it
even
happens.
do not know who is with what intention. So you know, you can identify people, and you should also be diplomatic in that case, and see how to avoid such people, avoid such situations. You have to accept. You have to accept those people because you cannot change them,
Actually,
and
what
you don't
happens,
have
ma'am?
to
You
take
cannot
them inside
change.
your mind. Yeah.
Actually, you cannot change the scenario of the office even, no, because you have to meet them daily. In family also, I understand that family members are there with us in our ups and downs. We understand that, but in office also, how people can be so much jealous? How can be them like envious and whatever appreciation they should have with them? No, they are not doing it. And yes, vice versa. I'm doing everything. I'm not expecting even, but why people are, even educated people are more envious, that I feel sometimes.
Yeah,
These
that is because of the
illiterate people,
inferiority
no.
complex.
Yes, illiterate people are very much, madam, straightforward always. They will not see how much educated, how much achievement you have. But though these literate people and so called educated people, no, they show like, no, we are 100% perfect and you are nothing. And actually they don't consider your achievements and what you are basically as a person. So many people say me like, Diksha, you are a very good person. And I feel very good because I know that these words will definitely give me an energy. But some people are really like showing that, yes, you are very good, but they are doing such activity which is not in my favor anytime. And that actually hurts me. I will not get angry on them, or I will not fight with them, because I don't fight. But somewhere it hurts, ma'am. It is a mental, I
Yeah,
think,
see,
traumatic condition.
I'm not saying it is abnormal. It is quite normal for every human being because we need appreciation. We put a lot of effort, and when you people say today's session was good, like I feel happy, because the effort what is that we are putting in is being recognized and appreciated. This is every human being needs, but you cannot change people's attitude. Not everybody is like you. So when they behave like that, it's better to ignore them and just don't consider them at all. You don't go into an investigation on why people are like this. This is
Yes,
the
yes.
wrong thing what we are doing, because it's waste of our time, because we cannot do anything about it. It is God's creation. So ignore them and you don't change your attitude, because you should be different from others. You be as you are. You keep smiling, because the people who agitate you wanted to see you unhappy. Okay, and
Yes,
if
yes,
you
yes.
show them that you are unhappy, they will feel they have done something great, and they will feel a victory. So in order to make them understand, those things does not affect you at all. You just have to, as I said, Buddha said, anger management, like you give something to somebody and if they don't take it, it remains with me. Similarly, when they abuse you or they talk bad about you, if you don't receive from them, that means it stays with them only. They will get dejected. Okay, well, how many times I'm trying, she's not getting disturbed. You cannot, they cannot do continuously, because they are failing every time. You are winning every time, but not by not making them win. So the attitude should be something like, you compare within your own outcomes. You think only about yourself. You know about your ability. You know about your achievements
Yes, ma'am.
and how good you are.
Yes, ma'am.
So you don't expect anybody who will come and appreciate you. Is who will know your worth only will come and appreciate. For people who do not know your worth, something like a diamond, you go and sell in a fish market, they will not know the value of it. You should go to your diamond shop to sell it. Then only the diamond man will know what is the value of the diamond. So
Yes,
you try
exactly.
to project yourself in a place where they know your value. So you stay in a place where or whom you feel have a value of yours or above us, not below you. So if they are below you only, they are unable to withstand your growth. And that is the reason they can't reach your level, but still they will try to pull you down to their level. So this is what
Yeah, yeah,
happens in
yeah.
the world. Okay. So
Yes,
don't,
ma'am. Thank you so much.
just
Hello,
ignore.
ma'am.
Ignoring is the best thing. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Okay,
you so
hello, ma'am.
much.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
In the same regard, I want to ask one thing. Many times it happens that you have done all the work from A to Z, and there are some people who are habitual to show off, and credit goes to them. So, how to behave in such situations?
No, ma'am. Please don't change yourself. You be as you are. All those things are just for short duration. It is not forever. One day people will know who is real and who is false. So don't don't live for somebody to accept you, appreciate you, recognize you. Things will come automatically when time comes. You keep improving yourself and don't change your good attitude. Don't show off. You remain silent. Your action will show you.
But generally, what happens in front of the seniors or boss? If you are unable to show off, then obviously they will not identify your talent. So,
See,
how to
showing
behave?
off is different. Showing off is different, and sharing your accomplishments is different. So you need to have a digital medium where sending mails on updating what you're doing or putting in a professional network about your achievements. So this way you can project yourself without doing anything. Showing off, the meaning is totally different, and doing something and projecting yourself in a better way as a report. You can send a report to your seniors with proofs. So this way you can think in a very creative manner how you can project your accomplishments.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Hello, madam. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello, Dr. Mukund speaking from Nasik, madam.
Yes, sir.
In a very short time of the session, you have left no stone unturned and to teach the to
Okay.
teach the art how to move amongst the selfish people in a very
Mm,
selfless way.
okay.
This is really a very important life skill, and I must congratulate you for your wonderful speech and wonderful
So
anecdotes.
thank
Madam,
you
very much.
so much for your
Very,
good words and your blessings.
yeah, yeah.
Thank
At
you
the
so
same
much.
time, it is very unimitable, madam. So I must congratulate you, and that is why I just call you. And
So nice
all,
of you to take a chance to, because this means a lot to me. So these feedbacks,
yeah,
like if it is this 1 hour should not go waste because of me. That is what I used to think.
yeah,
So something we can do, something in the time what you spend, you expect something from me. I should be able to give you at least a 1 or 10%
yes,
benefit.
yes, madam. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. God bless you, sir.
Nice day. Nice day. Bye.
Thank you.
Hello,
Thank you.
hello,
Hello. Hello.
hello. Yes, ma'am.
Ye-
I am Deepak Ranjan from Central University of Haryana. Ma'am, as you
Yes,
describe
sir.
about contact and connection,
Connection.
contact and
Yeah.
connection. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
I like to query about difference between sympathy and empathy. Empathy.
Yes. 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 You want the difference, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sympathy is something like pity only. Feeling bad, oh, poor fellow, like that. Empathy can be very simply explained like I'm here and you are there. I need to feel through your heart and I need to look the world through your eyes. That is what is empathy. I should feel myself in your position and I should feel through your heart how you're feeling. I should be able to know how you're feeling. And I should look at the world through your eyes. That is empathy. Sympathy is feeling pity.
May I
Okay.
may I speak may I speak something in this regard, madam?
Yes, yes, very much so.
Just thinking ourselves in the place of that person, that is called sympathy, I think.
Sympathy, you will not feel yourself in that position, but you will feel pity for them.
Okay. Oh,
Empathy is only feeling yourself in others' position,
yeah.
putting your feet in their shoes.
Right. Okay, madam. Thanks.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much.
Dear participants, any more questions or to be discussed with ma'am? Ma'am, you would like to share anything else, ma'am, to us?
Thank
As
you.
an end note?
What else? Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity in this international forum and making me feel so proud, and I feel so honored to be part of this webinar. And I thank all the audience for having trust that they will gain something in this session, and I hope by seeing the comments and the feedback that it has been useful. And many people succeed in life and many do not. Everybody after this session will have a thought in their mind that they should do something. An action plan will be there that they should implement. Everything will be there. They think, they plan, they decide. But a successful person is one who implements this. So try to implement the skills what we have discussed, and beyond that there are many more skills. So we learn a lot from failures, and we need to correct ourselves from failures and lead a very successful and happy life. God bless you all.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, this is the only reason where when I go ahead with many expert speakers, I choose Dr. Ushaa Eswaran to be on this particular day on the particular topic, where I suggested her and she accepted our request and she has been here. And I hope this might be an enlightening session and something that you might take it as a lesson that I just messaged you in the morning itself, something that you will get a lesson today. Yes, this is what I feel. And I would like to quote one thing, ma'am. Winners don't do different things, they do things differently by Shiv K Ras. This is
Okay.
purely, absolutely, it shoots for you that something
Oh.
that happened, a revolution or something has happened, reformation has been happened by throughout your sessions. Really, we couldn't even see the timing. It was being mind blowing and mindfulness. Thank you, ma'am, and
Thank you.
thanks a lot. I would like to invite Mrs. Priyanka Gupta, founder and managing editor of International Journal of Advanced Study and Research Work, to propose vote of thanks officially.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for giving me opportunity to express vote of thanks to all of you on behalf of organizing committee. Today, my special thanks to our guest of honor, Dr. Ushaa Eswaran. Thank you for gracing your important work and sharing with us your findings, opinion today. Thank you to all the participants who patiently listened to speakers and made the webinar successful. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you, Priya. And thank you, ma'am, and thank you all the participants. We'll meet on tomorrow in the day 5 of our international webinar series. And thank you, ma'am, for spending the whole
Thank
time.
you.
And participants, a kind note that I would like to stress out here. Ma'am was being on his busy schedule. She have been scheduled us, and in a commitment, she mailed us the PPT at 1:30 in the early morning. And really, your commitment shows that how far we are being admired by your speech and the way that you presented. It's like something, a book when we read, we travel with that. It is like that. Your voice been making us to travel as like it is. And really, we enjoyed, ma'am. And it was been an enlightening and informative session, something revokes in our life as a lesson. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Oh. Thanks for beautiful words, Vishnu. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.